Hello and welcome to Memorial Field in Concord, Massachusetts on Friday, November 22nd for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2019. It's found only on HCAT TV. Tonight, the Panthers face Swampscott in the MIAA Division 5 state semifinals. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside are my co-hosts, Owen Radcliffe, and of course, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, the Holliston is one step away from an appearance at Gillette Stadium. Can the Panthers take care of business against the Big Blue tonight?
Well, I think they got a really good shot at it. Obviously, what they're going to have to do is play a really clean game, no turnovers, no penalties. You have a team here in Swampscott that is kind of a lot like Holliston. They got experience in a game like this. They just were in this game last year. They have a quarterback who can throw and run. They have a strong defense. They have a good run game. So they're going to give Holliston a good challenge here. But Holliston, if they come out and play their game, and as I said, play it clean, they got a good shot of possibly walking home with a victory.
Holliston comes into this game 9-1, averaging 37 points a game, giving up 12 on the defense. Their head coach is Todd Kiley in his 17th season with the Panthers, 147 wins against 44 losses. The Swampscott Big Blue are 8-2, averaging 30 points a game, giving up just 10. Their head coach is Bobby Serino in his 5th year. His record, 32-23. And now HCAT's onboard computer, Carlos Canto with Los's pregame lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. You know, as we get to the tail end of this 2019 football season, there are a few Panthers that are quickly approaching some career milestones. Last week, we saw Tristan Benson surpass the 2,000-yard career rushing mark. Tonight, we have 3 other Panthers that could also be making some major milestones. Dylan Ibbotson sitting at 990 career rushing yards. He's only 10 yards away from 1,000. Quarterback Matt Arvanitis, he is at 2,910 career passing yards, only 90 yards away from 3,000. And tight end Topher Ryan, he's at 977 career receiving yards, so only 23 away from the millennium mark for him. But obviously a big playoff game tonight. They're not worried about that. They're just worried about taking home the W and going off to Gillette Stadium.
Thank you, Los.
Well, got
and now Jay with the Greek's tips for the game.
Yeah, Greek called in here and tell us what he's looking for tonight. He wants Holliston to get off to a fast start and let the defense lead the way. Of course, they'll be receiving here, so the offense will be on the field first. You know, Swampscott's got an explosive offense and a quarterback in Zana who likes to throw the ball to several weapons. They have a great running game with January, so they're doing a good job. Greek also would like to see Holliston just go to war. He said he seems to be working, grinding out first downs. Of course, as he says, as we were talking about a minute ago, limit the penalties, win the turnover game, and special teams. It is our secret weapon. And with Mitch Gimlet and Christian Schneelock, who are going to get to probably see the ball right now, we're looking for them to continue playing well, getting us great field position, and maybe getting a score or two.
All right, and now the Panthers are going to get the first chance with a fast start as they receive the ball. Mitch Gimlet and Christian Schneelock back to receive the kick. It's a squibber. Picked up by Schneelock, and he's forward to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers.
Yeah, a little mix-up there. It looked like the ball, I thought, was kind of going to Gimlet. Then it kind of took a bounce and came to Christian, and Christian kind of ran behind Mitch there and got a little mixed up, but he's able to pick up the ball and get us out to about the 20-yard line.
Holliston comes in with a playoff record of 21-6. They've made the playoffs 10 of the last 11 years. In neutral territory, as we are at Concord Carlisle High School, the Panthers are 7-2. So Holliston comes out in the spread formation first.
He's in the shotgun with Tristan Benson, the single back man in motion. Oh, it's a fumble as they try to get
drop ball. Arvanitis scoops it back up. It's a bit of a scramble.
He goes to the left side, actually gets a couple of yards on it.
Yeah, I think I saw a flag come out there too. It looked like, I'm not sure. It looked like something came out in the field. Or maybe just a shoe, I guess.
Gain at 2 on the play, 2nd and 8 for the Panthers. This Holliston offense has been averaging 359 yards a game, 162 through the air, 197 on the ground. Arvanitis with Benson behind him. Fake handoff to Benson. He cuts it back, but finds no quarter.
Well, right here you can see that Swampscott's they've got talent. It looks like they've got some athleticism and speed there also on the defensive side of the ball. And, you know, they're a good team. They only gave up, as you said, Tom, about 10 points a game. So you're going to have to play your best on offense to get by these guys.
So 3rd down and 11 for the Panthers.
Offensive possession of the game in the shotgun is Arvanitis. Benson, the single back, 2 wide receivers.
Arvanitis to pass.
Looking to throw is Arvanitis.
Wide open, Topher Ryan for a 1st down for the Panthers out near the 40-yard line.
Well, you know, Matt Arvanitis, he likes to look for his tight end, as all quarterbacks do. We talk about this a lot. And, you know, Topher Ryan came right out and got open, and now the refs are... Yeah, looks like we have a little someone down on the field, so we'll take a break right here.
All right, 10:56 left in the 1st quarter. Panthers with a 1st down at their own 39-yard line. Arvanitis with Benson behind him.
You're listening to high school football here on
That's going to be a false start on the Panthers.
Yeah, that's right, close. So Holliston goes back 5 yards. And
I think Mitch Gimlin might have flinched just slightly there at the line.
You know, that's what we talked about. Games like this, as you get deeper and deeper into this, you know, these errors and stuff mean more and more. So maybe we'll get them out of our system right now and early on and play a good game the rest of the way.
Fake to Benson. Arvanitis rolls out the whole field in front of him. He's across midfield up to the 40-yard line, across the 40 of Swampscott.
When you see this, what a great fake. A lot of people bought that fake, and you know who sold that was Tristan Benson. He did a great job selling that, and Arvanitis was able to go to his left and go to a wide open field.
Offensively, they started off kind of slow, but some big 1st downs for the
29 yards on the gain there from Arvanitis.
offensively.
So 1st and 10 at the Swampscott 37. Couple of big plays for the Panthers.
Holliston definitely knows how to score the football. 1st and 10 now for the Panthers. Arvanitis in the shotgun. Benson, the single back. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It goes to
Benson off the left side.
Gets some yards, a few yards.
Fights his way through a few arm tackles for a couple of yards. 2nd and 8.
Well, it looks like so far you may be able to attack some of the outside here. That you know that Swampscott's sitting at a 4-man line with the 3 linebackers. It looks like they're playing man-to-man on a couple of these receivers. That's another thing that might be a plus for Holliston.
Back as the single back. Arvanitis in the shotgun.
Arvanitis fakes it to Benson, rolls right. He's got some room. Couple of yards, nice block by Connor Mulvaney. They bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, obviously in 4-down territory here, and nice run there. And again, some of the blocking now, you're starting to see this Holliston offensive line getting some of their blocking schemes going there. Sometimes it takes a while. It takes a series or so to figure out, you know, your opponent's weaknesses. And, you know, when you're up against a man, offensive line, defensive line, looks like they got it straightened out. Now they go to war.
Benson on the right, Ibbotson on the left. Aylward, the fullback, pitch to Benson, slash to the left side. Looks like he's got enough for the 1st down.
Going to be very close, I think.
No, they are going to call it 4th down and less than a yard.
Well, that's interesting because, you know, you wonder if Swampscott's seen anything like that, you know, because normally when it's the first time you see that, this offense, Holliston's able to get some big gains off of it.
Arvanitis under center, takes it forward.
Yeah, he's
just
got it
needed
there. Yep. Good mark.
Just needed less than a yard.
They're
marking it for him.
Yeah. And again, that offensive line, and all year long they've done a good job of it. But once again, Swampscott did a nice job defending it there. And
Up front for the Panthers, number 70, Robert Payne, number 74, Patrick Griffin, number 55, Zach Athy, number 54, Ryan Burchard, number 53, Justin Baddock. Holliston stays in war at 1st and 10. Pitch to Benson.
Another false start.
Yeah.
That play never got started.
Well, once again, we'll say it again. It seems that a lot of these times, Holliston is that powerful offense, and they're a lot of times they're just able to just score so much they can overcome penalties and turnovers. But you don't want to see them now. Hopefully, as I said earlier, we'll get them over early here and play a clean game the rest of the way.
So 1st and 15 for the Panthers. Kevin Lyons and Connor Mulvaney at the tight end spot. Aylward at the fullback spot. Pitch to Benson. Dances it outside. But he's chased out of bounds for no gain.
Nice job stringing the play out by Swampscott. Bring up a 2nd and long. There's 7:30 left to go in the first quarter here. No score. Holliston. Coach Kiley comes out, gives the offense the play. Holliston goes back to the spread offense.
Gimblett to the right. Gary and Radcliffe to the left. Handoff to Benson. And Swampscott wraps him up for no gain. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, Coach Kiley he may be trying to see what's going on defensively out there too. He may have run that as a chance for him to look at how the Swampscott team's going to defend here.
3rd down and 17, ball at the 33-yard line for the Panthers.
Gimblett and Lyons to the right.
Panthers are going to take a timeout.
Got a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick break. So 6:23 left in the first quarter. No score. Panthers on their first drive. An important down right here as their 3rd and 15. At the Swampscott 33. Harvenitis with a short drop. Steps up. Fires down deep. Incomplete.
Well, Matt got some good protection there. The pocket formed nicely. He was able to step up and throw the ball. Now, as Carlos said earlier, there is a wind down there, and it's kind of a funny one, right? Normally, early on in this evening, it was blowing where you're looking at the field left to right. But, then the field, it started coming from behind here, too. So it might be swirling. It might be a little tough. But he was able to get that ball up there pretty well.
So the Panthers will be forced to punt. Out comes number 8, Sean Keast, to do the punting right now.
Yeah, Topher Ryan got a little banged up on that first series.
Another timeout from Holliston.
And we'll take a break with 6:15 left in the first quarter. All right, 4th down and 17 for the Panthers. And they're going to go for it. So Arvanitis with Benson to his right, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Benson rolls, Arvanitis rolls right, fires. And it's incomplete. So Holliston will turn the ball over on downs at their Swampscott 33-yard line.
Yeah, strange first series there. What had happened was, Holliston, a couple of little fumble the ball here and
2 big penalties too.
Yeah, that's right. But they also had 2 or 3 really big plays, especially the pass, the catch by Topher Ryan and the nice run by Matt Arvanitis. So, it's like they can move the ball. They know they can move the ball, but just kind of like a bunch of hodgepodge of stuff going on there. And already Holliston's taken 2 timeouts with still 6 minutes left just in the first quarter.
Well, here we get our look at the first time the Big Blue offense with their quarterback Graham Inzana.
It's Graham Inzana in the shotgun. Dylan January in the backfield. 2 wide receivers left.
Hand off to number 4, Dylan January. He's pushed out after a gain of 4.
Second down now for Big Blue.
Dylan January with 986 yards and 10 touchdowns on the season to lead the Big Blue.
Yeah, you know, this Holliston defense from that first quarter or end of the beginning of the second quarter in the Hopkinton game till tonight, this first team defense has only been scored on once. So, you know, they've had really an impressive run here in these last 4 or 5 games.
Actually, a gain of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 7.
Another wide receiver to the left of him and single back is January. Inzana in the shotgun. 1 wide receiver to the right.
Inzana back to pass, looks right. Now he's going to have to scramble.
Goes right side. Gets some yards on the play. Gets a first down as well.
And he's got a first down as he crosses the 45.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier, you know, Tom, is that in Los, is that he's a good quarterback. He kind of a little bit like Matt Abernaitis in the sense that he can not only run, but he can run and get good yardage, and he also throws a lot of passes. Very successful, especially last year, his junior year. He had a tremendous year throwing the ball.
First down of the game. Still 0-0, 5:39 left here in the first quarter.
So the ball's at the Big Blue 48. 1st and 10 for Swampscott. This offense has been averaging 309 yards a game, 160 through the air, 148 on the ground.
Pretty balanced, pretty balanced.
3 receivers to Inzana's left.
Single back. Inzana in the shotgun. Gives it to January.
Hands it off to January.
And gets a few yards on
He's
the
across
play.
midfield to the Panther 48.
As Swampscott moves the ball effectively.
Interesting there. Now it looks like Holliston, who really likes to play that 3-4 defense, and a couple times here already they've had 4 defensive linemen.
Up front is Aylward and Ryan Cahill.
You know, high school. It's great to see.
David Harding
Senior.
at linebacker Mulvaney and Lyons.
College is looking
Of course, Dylan Ibbotson, number 22.
at the caliber of player. So back to the spread offense.
Sean Keast and Christian Schneelock, your cornerbacks.
To the left, January the single back.
Radcliffe and Gimblett, your safeties.
Looking to throw left
Back
side.
to
He
throw.
got a man open.
Incomplete.
Out of the hands of Vasquez.
Intended for number 1, Arturo Vasquez.
Well, he just led Vasquez just a hair too much, but looks like Sean Keese was out there right with him too, step for step.
Arturo.
Inzana this season has passed for 1,600 yards and 21 touchdowns.
Ball at the
He's got 49 on his career. Looks to be a two-year starter for the Big Blue.
and they go back to that
Empty backfield.
package. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left.
Oh, no.
Package,
January's there. 3rd down and 6.
Throw again. Left side he does.
January looking for number 2, Baskin. Incomplete.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Dylan Ibbotson hit that ball or not, but Dylan was right there to defend it. So Holliston holds, and Swampscott will be punting the ball. And, you know, now we got these 2 guys back there again, Schneelock and Gimblett, and they are something to watch. If you get some good blocking, if they can block those gunners from coming down and give these guys a chance to catch the ball, they'll take off with it.
Consistent win here.
I think neither one of them, Tom, I don't think either one of them saw a punt they didn't want to run back.
That's right.
Back for Holliston.
Well, they stopped kicking the ball to Gimblett, and so Schneelock says, okay, I'll take it. He's taken a couple to the house.
With the punt for Swampscott from the 40. It's a really good
High
kick.
kick
Up very
sends
high.
Schneelock back over his shoulder. Sneaks away for one tackler.
Got all over him.
Flag
play.
flies as he
That might be a
gets
face
stopped
mask.
at the 10.
That's going to be an interesting call. You're right, Carlos. I'm not sure
Swampscott saying it's against Holliston.
what that is. Sometimes you get those holes to the block in the back, but it could be a face mask too.
Yeah, that was a beautiful kick. Really high up in the air as well.
We can't see the flag, but that must have been,
Just Swampscott.
that kick must have been into the wind
So yeah, we got a
because it really
Yeah,
flew.
no, it was into the wind, and it was a great
I
kick.
believe it's going to be
Is a block in the back against the Panthers, so they'll start 1st and 10 from their own 5. Well, actually, they put the ball at the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
What happened to half the distance to the goal?
Maybe that's where it occurred.
Where the foul occurred.
That's where the foul occurred. So
it happened at the 6.
Oh.
Bring it back to the 3.
4:02 left in the first quarter as the Panthers start their second offensive drive of the night.
Yeah, they got the back to the wall here, obviously, but they've been in this position before. It's not like it's something that they haven't done. Looks like they're going to war.
So Benson on the right, Ibbotson on the left. Pitch to Ibbotson, tries the right side, fights his way forward.
Great job. Look at him.
Drive with legs.
Fantastic job by Ibbotson. He looks like he picked up maybe 5 yards or pretty
He's
close
almost
to
out
it.
to the 10-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards.
And again, whenever they get in more, I tell you, you always want to key on those safeties. You know, those safeties start coming up too close. You can throw somebody out in the flat for a pass.
This time it's Benson around the left-hand side. He gets the corner. Looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's see where they mark that one.
Might be a yard or 2 short.
Okay. So 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers.
And this is a big 3rd down because this is a field position down. You want to get this down and keep the ball going so you can. You don't want to be punting from way back here, especially when your punter wasn't on the field the last time. Topher Ryan still, I don't see him out there still.
3rd down and short for the Panthers. Pitch to Benson. And he powers forward across the 10-yard line.
And he can, and that's the thing with both Tristan Benson and Ibbotson is they're very fast, they're very quick, but they're also very, very powerful runners. So they can go inside the tackles and run if they need to.
Holliston going quick as they move the ball to the 19-yard line. Ibbotson to the right side this time.
I will tell you, Holliston is picking up some yardage on these plays, but Swampscott's really playing this very, very well. It's as I said earlier, it's really, really hard to, you haven't seen this. I'm sure they saw it on film and everything, but until you play against it, it's really tough.
2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Pitch to Benson, left side. Looks like he's got some room. Tries to cut back, but
once again, Swampscott just holding the edge. It's really preventing Holliston from bouncing to the outside.
Yeah, you're right. And, the thing is that's what we talk about, their speed and their athleticism. They're fast. This is Holliston played a great defense last week in Canton, and it took a while, but once they got the ball going, especially with a running game, they did very well. But tonight it looks like this team is giving Holliston all they can handle right now. There's 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Clock running. 3rd down and 8 for Holliston.
So far tonight, Holliston is 2 of 4 on 3rd downs.
And they need this one.
Take to Benson. Looks down the middle. Intended for Radcliffe. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
Number 63 from Swampscott really got in there with the quarterback pressure.
He did, and what happened there too was that I think Matt he threw the ball low, so I'm not sure if he saw something, he was trying to avoid having the ball blocked or what, but it looks like, is that Sean Keast back there again?
Right, number 8.
So Sean will be punting. Now their return man is very, very deep.
Good snap. Keast with the punt. He's going to get all the way out to midfield. Almost touched by Swampscott.
Excellent punt. That's what they had to do, is kind of get Holliston out of that field position issue there. They're still giving Swampscott pretty decent field position, but it could have been a lot worse. And nice job by Sean Keast.
Now it's time for the defense to go to work. Certainly bailed out the Panthers last week against Canton. They're averaging 168 yards a game, 92 through the air, 72 on the ground.
And they score, too. This defense scores as well as the special teams.
At Gillette Stadium. Spread offense out here for Swampscott on 1st and 10. Man in motion comes across. And they give
Pitch out to the wide side of the field, but immediately gobbled up by the Panthers.
Yeah, that's for a loss, and a nice job there. Good coverage by Holliston. Once again, Swampscott's got a lot of speed, but so does Holliston, obviously. And, that's the type of play where I'm sure if it was a slower defensive team, that as that play develops, the receiver there with a catch, he really kind of a nice catch, too. That ball was thrown kind of low. He would be able to get out there and make some really good yardage. But with Holliston's speed, they were able to cover that.
Dylan Ibbotson came up and made a great tackle in the flat to prevent any yardage there.
And that's tough, too. You get out there one-on-one with a really fast, shifty guy. It's really tough sometimes to make that tackle. And Dylan held his own and did a nice job.
3rd and 13 for the Panthers.
Spread offense. January, the single back. Augustine comes across.
Inzana fires to the right.
Oh, wow.
That's complete.
Well, that was a nice toss and catch there by
By
Swampscott.
basket number 2.
But Holliston did have 2 defenders right on him there, and a lot of times you're going to have to be aware when that receiver turns his head or puts his hands up, which he really didn't do to the last second there. So the receiver did a nice job with that. But Holliston's going to be able to hit that ball and not allow that to happen again.
Looks like Swampscott's going to let this go to the end of the quarter.
1st and 10 from the Holliston 40-yard line. Still 0-0.
So 3 seconds to go. That'll be the end of the first quarter. 0-0, no score. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. All right, we start the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Big Blue of Swampscott. They give us a little different look as they go to a shotgun I formation. Handoff to January. He's gobbled up right away. Nice tackle by Connor Mulvaney.
You're listening to high school football here on North Shore.
Holliston's come back now. They're into back into their 3-man defensive line.
So 2nd down and 9 for Swampscott.
From head coach Bobby Sereno. Out of the huddle now is Swampscott. January goes back as the single back.
Now there's one back in the backfield. January to Inzana's right. Twin receivers to both sides.
Looking to throw is
Inzana fires deep. Intended for Baskin, incomplete.
Good coverage there by Holliston. Was that was that Schneelock? Was that Schneelock out there with him?
Probably.
Christian Schneelock? Well, Christian Schneelock is he's what a lot of people call a lockdown corner, and he can cover on his own, and he's done such a great job, especially, everyone knows about his exploits, his interceptions and especially run backs for touchdowns on the defensive side of the ball. But he just does a really good job. And, as he covers normally the best receivers sometime on the field, that shuts him down and gives his defense a chance to really blitz and do things like that.
3rd down and 9 for Swampscott. Fake to January. Inzana takes it himself. He's to the 40, to the 35. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
And now we'll see what Swampscott does here. Do they have enough? No, looks like they're going to punt.
Play the field position game.
Yeah. The way that punter punted last time, I don't blame them. The other thing is here, it's a good place sometimes for a fake. So you got to be aware of making sure who gets the ball and make sure that if they're running, whether they get tackled.
Gimblett and Schneelock back deep for the Panthers. Big kick. It's going to bounce inside the 5, and it's going to roll down to the 1. And it's going to come to a stop at the 1-foot line. So the Panthers are in Mike Stone territory.
Yeah,
35-yard punt.
You're kind of stuck there, you know. You're kind of between the devil and deep blue sea if you're Christian Schneidlock or Mitch Gimlet there, you know. Really, the thing is, let it go into the end zone. But that thing, when it took a bounce, it just as Carlos said, it took a really nice bounce for Swampscott, and they did a great job covering it. So once again, Holliston with their back to the wall. But you know what? They really have been able to move the ball, and the defense is really playing well and keeping Swampscott out of the end zone. So at some point here, you're going to see Holliston break out. Hopefully it's on this drive.
Panthers come right from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. They line up for war. Benson on the right wing, Ibbotson on the left.
Oh, boy. Well, that's going to be one of the shortest penalties in the game today.
You said that one other time.
Yeah.
Just before Mike Stone went 99 yards.
Yep, exactly.
So first and 10 for the Panthers.
Double wing, war package.
Oh, ball on the ground.
Fumble on the play.
There's a fumble on the play.
Not sure who has it.
Not a lot of celebrating.
Yeah,
so
it looks like Holliston has it.
Holliston's got it.
Yeah, Tristan's got it.
They're able to keep it Holliston.
So Panthers retain possession.
Came up with it.
I'll tell you, they're living a life now that, in one sense, you know, they're not moving the ball or anything, but they've been pretty lucky on a couple of miscues here. Clock running, 9:35 left to go in the half.
Panthers move to spread. Two receivers to Arvanitis' right and two to the left. He looks left, fires, complete to Brian Gary out across the 10-yard line. First down for the Panthers. Brian Gary, that's his 10th catch of the season.
Well, once again with field position, that's very, very big. You know, you got to get out here, get them a little room to operate.
16 yards on the second down. Pass completion there from Arvanitis.
Arvanitis again looks to his right, pump fakes. Now he's going to take it himself. Dives forward across the 15 to the 16.
Yeah.
Flag on the field here. Let's see what this is.
It's going to be holding on the Panthers.
Boy.
Well, that's going to back Holliston up a little.
Well, this is one of those good news, bad news scenarios. The bad news is that they're having a lot of penalties, a lot of potential turnovers. So the good news is they're hanging right there, and the defense isn't letting Swampscott do anything. And as I said earlier, pretty soon that offense from Holliston is going to explode.
So they put the ball on the 12-yard line. Second down and 15. Arvanitis looks right, dances out. He's in the end zone. Fires wide open. Radcliffe. And Ted Radcliffe with a nice catch. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be...
Should be about...
Second down and 8 for the Holliston. Radcliffe, that was his 11th catch of the year.
Boy, that was a great job by Arvanitis to escape that too. And Teddy Radcliffe looking for his quarterback and saving him.
Arvanitis fakes to Benson, fires to his right. Incomplete, intended for Lions. So 3rd and 7 for Holliston.
I'll tell you, I'm more and more impressed with this Swampscott defense. They're really doing a good job so far. But, you know, it was the same way last week. You know, Holliston kind of took them a while to kind of figure out what was going on with Canton. And in that second half, they just, you know, took control of the game and won it kind of going away.
Benson shifts to Arvanitis' left. Two receivers both sides. Quarterback draw. And snuffed out by Swampscott. That'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, once again now they're going to look to Sean Keast.
I'm going to throw it to you. All right. You ready?
So Keast will be back there, and he might even, let's see, where's the ball? He might even be in his own end zone, right? Yeah, he'll probably.
He's got his heels on the goal line. Nice snap, low kick. Takes a Panther bounce out to the 37, and that'll be Swampscott ball, 1st and 10. And now Owen Radcliffe to bring you the play-by-play.
Thank you, Tom. Sean Keys usually the long snapper, I believe, on the special teams, but with Topher Ryan still a little banged up, had to come in here and make a punt. Looked like a Swampscott player got a hand on that one.
There's a flag. There's a flag on the field, and you know it may be a roughing the punter. Now, if it is roughing the punter and roughing the passer, are the only ways you can get automatic 1st downs. So let's see.
They're moving the stakes.
No, they're picking up the flag. They waved it off.
They waved it off. Okay.
So waving off the flag, Swampscott's going to take over around the Holliston 33. Starting off with great field position after the tipped punt by Sean Keast.
Yeah, well, you know, Holliston's in play with fire, too, you know, in the field position game. But this defense has been coming up strong and kind of, you know, taking the air out of the Swampscott balloon so far. But, you know, you can't keep giving the team like Swampscott and a quarterback like this opportunities with short fields because they'll take advantage of it pretty soon.
Todd Kiley up in arms about that call, but comes back off the field, and the Swampscott offense is going to take over. Looking to break the scoreless tie here we have with 7:23 left in the 2nd quarter. As they hand it off. Running to the right, gets tripped up. Ryan Stanwood in there. Trips him up, picked up maybe 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah, Ryan came in. It looked like almost like a blitz. It wasn't, but he came right through, blew right through the hole, and was able to hold his position and come up with a big tackle.
That was Swampscott's touchdown machine. Number 5, Zach Palmer. He's got 12 on the season. Had a couple of kickoff returns for a touchdown, as well as rushing and receiving touchdowns.
So they're going to say Palmer picked up 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. As Nzana back out there. 2 men in the backfield. 1 wide receiver on the left, 2 on the right. Takes the snap, hands it off, running up the middle. January pounding forward for some yards. Gets out to about the 20. Looks like he got to about the 26, maybe the 25. But he gets forced back a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see where forward progress gets him.
Well, what that play definitely did was it puts him in 4-down territory now. So now this defense has got to come up twice here to make stops, unless of course there's a loss in yardage or a big penalty. But other than that, I'm sure they'll where the ball is located. I'm pretty sure they would just go for 4 downs.
Picked up 6 in that play, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 3. As O'Brien comes off the field, Baskin comes on for Swampscott. As they trot back out to the line, Holliston lines up. They have 4 men on that line. Dave Harding, Timothy Aylward, Ryan Cahill. They put a man in motion. Baskin going right to left. They hand it off to January. January going up the middle. Looks like he got enough for the 1st down. He did pick up the 1st down. Picked up about 4 on that play.
A little bit of confusion on the Holliston defense there.
January had that hole. Was able to get up there. Pick up about 4, maybe 5. And the Swampscott Big Blue are rolling deep into Panthers territory.
Yeah, ball's at 22.
This is a place where you're looking for someone to come up big on this defensive unit.
January and Nzana in the backfield. Nzana takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Going to the right, tripped up. Looked like Dylan Ibbotson in there. Might have taken a foot to the face, but he gets back up there.
Nice job by Dylan coming in, hitting Nzana low, and saved about 3 or 4 yards there.
Able to trip him up, keep him to only 2. As O'Brien comes off the field for Swampscott. And the Big Blue are on the Holliston. They are just past the Holliston 20. And Zana and January back in the backfield. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. They put a man in motion going left to right. As Nzana takes the snap. He's looking to his left. Throw behind. Threw behind the receiver. Falls incomplete, a little bit of shoving.
Nice job by Sean Keast out there in the wing.
I believe that was Christian Schneelock on that man. A little bit of shoving after. Looked for a flag. There was nothing.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to be careful with that now. You're not in a position where you can do that. You know, you never are. You never should do it, but you don't want to do it in a game like this, in a field position like this.
Panthers been having some trouble with the penalties so far this game. A few big holds, couple false starts. Has done it part to kind of stifle a few drives they've had. And Zana back in the shotgun. January to his left. He takes the snap, drops back. Pump fake, looking to his right.
Ball on the ground.
Oh, ball on the ground.
Scooped up Holliston.
It was a fumble. Gimlet has the ball, going to the 50 to the 40. Cuts back to the middle to the 45 to the 30. Tripped up.
He loses the ball.
He lost it.
He lost the ball.
He got all the way back to the 25.
I think they're going to call him down.
They are going to say.
They're going to call him down.
Said that knee was down. Ground knocked it loose. It looked almost like an incomplete pass. Refs are going to have to talk this one over.
Well, it's kind of too late because they've already moved the yard markers. So I think what they're going to discuss is the second penalty. Let's see. No, they're going to move it back down. But now, where was the ball? Here's the problem. Those guys over there on that chain gang should not have moved. If that was not a fumble, they should not have moved. Now, the other thing is this will be 4th down.
I was surprised the refs didn't blow it dead almost immediately. Didn't even look like Augustin, who was the receiver.
Well, that's one of those things you're seeing a lot now, especially in the pros and college too, is that they especially with replays, they let these plays run out, and then then they try and make the decision. But this is 4th down. It should be.
Augustin did not take 2 steps or make a football move, which is the criteria in the NFL. Don't know if it's the same here, but
boy, oh boy, there's a couple plays now that Coach Kiley's going to be really hot about, and quite frankly, I don't blame him. When everybody moves and everybody goes down there, and all of a sudden we come back, and
4th down and 5.
Ball's on the 12, but I don't remember them ever getting that far.
No, they're coming. They're coming back.
I think they have the wrong yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ref's blowing it dead now. They were spotted in the 12. I believe they're supposed to be in the 17. They had they were 5 yards off. The ref in here saying it's not right. That's what happens when they move the chains.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If you're going to do that, you got to tell those guys in the chain gang. There's a ref right over there. You stay here until the play's over. You don't go follow the play down the field. And this is what happens.
So it's 4th down and 9.
So the ball is on the 17, as it is 4th and 9. And Zana takes the snap, looking to his left, looking deep. He's got a man in the corner. Caught! He's down around the 1-yard line. Beautiful pass by Nzana on a fade route. Flag after the play. A very late flag, possibly unsportsmanlike conduct. Big blue receiver might have said a little something after the play was over. The ref was making a motion towards the Swampscott side. It looked like after that catch, 2 big blue receivers were talking to themselves, talking to each other, and the flag came out. Something must have been said.
Yeah, well, something was said because this ball's coming back.
It's against Swampscott.
Ball's coming way back, 15 yards, back to the 16. So they did pick up a 1st down, even though they only gained a net of 1 yard on that play. But they will have another chance.
Well, they have another chance, and that was a nice throw and catch there. And, once again, Holliston kind of gets a breather on a play that, could have had a 1st and goal at the 1.
Strange turn of events here.
Let's see if the Panthers can capitalize on that penalty. Come up with a stop here. The receiver in motion left to right. And Zana takes the snap, looking to his right. He's got a man coming in behind. He hits him in the numbers, though, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. And Zana was hit right as he threw it by Aylward. but he hit the receiver right in the numbers. That's Zach Palmer, who you mentioned was a touchdown machine earlier. Getting one big here. 3:25 left in the second quarter for the Swampscott Big Blue.
Well, Holliston put the pressure on. Nice job by, I think it was Timmy Alwood there, coming in. But those quarterbacks, sometimes they have that sixth sense, and they know exactly when to throw the ball, and that's what Nzana did right there for the touchdown.
Beautiful pass to him right on the numbers, in stride. He did get hit by a man, but...
Aylward looked like he wrapped him up.
Yeah, Palmer got hit right as he caught it too, but he's bounced off. And a flag's out.
This might be a legal shift. Let's see.
Big Blue is in some kind of weird formation. Kind of looked like that formation the Colts used against the Patriots on a punt.
They're going to be going for the extra point. But once again, flag was thrown on the play.
It looks like it might have been too many men on the field for the Panthers as they do move the ball up a little bit.
Yeah, now the question is, does Swampscott go for one or two? And it looks like they're still going to go for one.
Yeah, so it looks like that penalty's not going to make a huge impact as they're still kicking the field goal.
Of course, that's the quarterback holding the ball here, so anything can happen. Up now
there's another flag.
Yeah, false start by Swampscott. They'll send it back 5 yards, it looks like.
Yeah, so that's going to bring it back.
Nothing we can do about the flags in the play here.
So Holliston kind of picks up a little, wins that thing too, because halfway to the goal is a lot less than 5 yards.
So they pace it back out to about the 7. Thomas Fasoli kicking for Swampscott. He's lined up around the 13. Kick is up. And it is good. So it is 7-0 Swampscott here with 3:25 left in the second quarter as Zach Palmer picks up a big touchdown for the Big Blue. So we'll be right back after this with the Panthers football. Yep. And we are back with 3:25 left in the second quarter as Swampscott takes a 7-0 lead on the touchdown from Zach Palmer. Got hit by Nzana for a touchdown of about 16 yards.
Okay, I'm looking for a run back here and give Holliston a little bit of field position. One thing you got to be careful of now, 3:25 left in this half, and 3:25 left in this half, and you don't want to give them back-to-back possessions.
Another low kick by the Big Blue kicker, fielded by Gimlet, running back. Gets to the left, able to bounce off one tackle, tripped up around the 21. He was kind of running it back a little slow, kind of waiting for a hole to open up. Just tripped up around the 21.
But they do have field position now. At least they're not with their back to the end zone.
They do have a little bit of space to work with.
Last week, the Panthers had sort of a slow first half as they were down 7-6 to Canton, but they came back for a big 27-14 win. Arvanitis threw for 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. Benson had 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Kevin Lyons and David Harding had 11 tackles.
Still a lot of football to play as Arvanitis is back in the shotgun. He's got Benson behind him. They hand it off to Benson. Benson goes up the middle. He's got a hole. Gets out to the 30. He gets out to the 30. Maybe to the 31.
Looks like he's got a first down.
They are, it looks like from where the ref is, he does have a first down.
Someone looks like.
It looks like someone is down.
Yeah.
But they are getting back up.
They're getting right back up.
So, getting up, a little bit of a limp, but able to get off on his own power.
Nice run for first down there by Tristan Benson. You know, sometimes the other team they score first, it's kind of like a boxer getting hit in the mouth and finally, okay, wake up and get moving here. And maybe, hopefully, that's what happened here to Holliston.
Well, Mike Tyson once said you have a plan. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah,
Holliston
that's
just
right.
punched in the face. Let's see what they come back with. As Arvanitis giving some instructions. Got 2 wide receivers on the left, 2 on the right. Benson to his left. Drops back to pass. Looking deep. He's looking for Gimlet, and he overthrew him a little bit. Gimlet opened his hips the wrong way, tried to turn back. Tried to open back up instead of just spinning around.
Well, I think one thing
Wayne might have taken that ball.
Yeah, I was just saying both these quarterbacks look like they're they're not afraid to throw into the wind either, and that might have been a situation where the wind took it over.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The ball is on the Panther 31.
Yeah, the other thing that does, though, is, Mitch Gimlet got behind that defender, so maybe they'll back a step and give maybe those receivers a little bit more room, too.
Gimlet, I believe, is the fastest man on the Panthers in terms of 40-yard dash, with Arvanitis short behind him. As Arvanitis getting pulled under pressure, he threw it away. They're blowing it incomplete. Arvanitis tried to dump it off as he was getting brought down. Swampscott bench looking for an intentional grounding rule.
Well, there was a player there.
There was a player there.
Yeah, so they're not going to get that.
That was close.
But that brings up now 3rd and long again.
Arvanitis able to get it off in time, prevent a big loss. That would have been about 10 or 11 yards on that sack.
Panthers tonight are 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions.
Yeah, and what they're doing there, Swampscott now, they're going to get aggressive. They feel pretty comfortable about their situation right here, so they're going to be aggressive.
Holliston's faced with a long 3rd and 10. Still in their own territory, on their own 31-yard line. They have 2 receivers on either side as Arvanitis drops back. Steps up in the pocket, looking deep, looking for Gimlet again. Oh, just over the arms, the outstretched arms of Mitch Gimlet. So that's going to fall incomplete and bring up 4th and 10 as the punt unit is coming onto the field.
2:40 left to go in the first half, and now you're in a situation where you've got to hold them. You put this special teams and defense in a tough spot here because you can't let them score again because coming out of halftime, Swampscott's going to get the ball. So you have to be very careful not to let them score. The other thing is if you're looking for Holliston to call timeouts, they only have 1 left.
Keast back for the punt. He kicks it away. Blocked
Blocked
again.
as well.
Bounces around the 42, bounces backwards, and Keast will kill it himself. So I don't even know if that got past the 1st down marker, as it looks like he killed it around the 40. So Swampscott's going to have great field position. 2:31 left in the half. They're trying to add on to their lead.
Well, it's time for the defense to make a big play.
Yeah, well, they
came within a hairbreadth of making a big play. Gimlet almost took it yard, except that penalty.
So Inzana comes back out here, and you're right. They're right, Tom. Someone has to step up at some point here, and you've got to do whatever you can do to prevent them from going in. They feel pretty good about themselves right now, and he might start throwing that ball around a little bit here with 2:40 left in the first half.
Inzana back in the shotgun. He's got Palmer and Vasquez to his right. He's got January behind him as they put a receiver in motion left to right, and it's blown dead.
Timeout.
Timeout Swampscott. So we'll be right back after this. And we're back with 2:31 left to go in the first half as Swampscott is on the Holliston 40-yard line. They hand it off to January going up the middle. January gets brought down by Gimlet. Pickup of about 2 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 8 on the Holliston 38 as Dylan January picks up 2 yards on the play.
This is a situation here where, the quarterback goes over and talks to the coach. Now, that time the coach took a long time, so see how long it takes to get the play off here.
Well, this is going to
be a
bring
pass.
it to the Inzana back in the shotgun. January to his left. He takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking to his right. Short pass. He has a man. Out to about the 35. Looks like he cut back. Out to the 35. Looks like he cut back to the 36 under his own power. So they're marking it way up at the 33.
Wow.
It's a
boy,
generous,
oh boy.
Generous spot.
I guess that is a generous spot.
Vasquez didn't even look like he caught back past the 35.
He caught the ball there maybe, but he ran back. Nobody pushed him back. He ran back. You can't mark the ball where he ran from.
I believe he ran back all the way to the 36. They give him a very generous spot. As Inzana takes the snap, hands it off to January, going up the middle. Gets close to the first down. From where it is spotted, it is going to be a first down. So first down Swampscott as they get to the 30-yard line.
1 minute left.
10. 1 minute left in the half as they run a little hurry-up offense. And Zana takes the snap, drops back, looking to his right. Short pass has Augustus, who maintains his balance before getting out to about the 18.
He's in bounds.
Vasquez able to stay in bounds.
And it looks like it'll be a timeout on Swampscott.
And so we'll take a break as well. And we are back with 44 seconds left to go in the first half as Swampscott is on the Holliston 19-yard line. And Zana takes the snap, drops back, looking over the middle to his left. Touchdown! Beautiful back shoulder pass. Harding hit Zana as he was thrown, but a beautiful pass falls right into the arms of Xavier Baskin for the Big Blue touchdown.
I'll tell you what, this Nzana, he is a heck of a quarterback. That's 2, or actually 3, really great passes he's thrown tonight. I mean, he had to put that right over the defender. That defender was pretty well defended, and there was nothing there but a couple feet before he gets out of the end line there, and he put it right where it had to be put and got the catch.
The second time that the Big Blue have gone into that kind of fake play and then just gone right back to the field goal.
I think they call it the swinging gate.
As Frasoli out to kick the extra point. Kick
Blocked!
is blocked.
That should be 2
Gimlet
points.
recovers
No, you can't run him back.
Oh, they can't run it
no,
back.
you can't run him back this year.
Still
run it back.
Beautiful block, bounced right into the hands of Gimlet.
But that could make a difference later in the game. 38 seconds left to go here, and Swampscott's in a spot now. They just scored, so they're going to get the ball at the halftime. So maybe this is where we'll get our run back. Of course, they may just squib kick it too. But they've been getting so successful coverage deep downfield that they might just try and kick it deep and try and get down there and give their defense good position.
The 2 kicks by Big Blue so far. The opening kickoff was 3 kicks. All have been low. Opening kickoff was a squib up the middle, and it was mishandled by Schneelock. Muffed it a little bit, able to gain about 10 on the play, but I believe all 3 kicks so far have been low. So with 38 seconds, a squib kick is definitely the house favorite.
And, special teams has been so great on this latest run by Holliston that they're looking to them here to maybe give them either really good field position or maybe even a score.
Schneelock and Gimlet back to receive. As Frasoli is going to kick. Kick is away. A squib bounces out. Schneelock picks it up around the 20. Runs back, going to his left. Cuts towards the sideline, bounces off 1 tackle, and gets dropped around the 30. Big hit by Swampscott. Brings Schneelock down around the 30. So Holliston will have 70 yards of field and 31 seconds of play.
Well, it's definitely doable. We know that.
Holliston's broken off some big plays all year. Arvanitis able to throw that deep ball. Has a good arm.
And in this situation too, the way the coverage has been, you really don't even have to throw it deep. You just give it to somebody and let them use their speed going down the field.
Arvanitis back in the shotgun. He's got Benson to his right. Takes the snap, high snap. He's looking deep. Pass is blocked at the line.
Yeah. Well, here's what they're doing. The Holliston has, they have 5 offensive linemen, and these guys are sending 6 or 7 guys in, so they're outmanned. Now, one way to prevent this from happening is to maybe throw a little screen pass somewhere. But you got to be careful about the screen pass too, because if you pull your offensive linemen out so that they're in position to build the screen, that's going to give this defense more opportunity to get in and get Arvanitis.
Arvanitis takes the snap, drops back, looking to his left, going deep over the middle, out to about the 50. Schneelock catches it, gets down around the 49.
I was wondering about that, when they were going to get Christian Schneelock in, because with his great speed, it looks like, is Holliston calling a timeout here? I guess not, just to get the chains in place. But Schneelock's a guy who can break this game. Oh, there's a False start again. Christian Schneelock's a guy who can break this game open with his great speed too. So
a false start's going to bring it back to the 44.
Stops the clock with 11 seconds to go.
And Swampscott takes a timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well and be right back after this. And we are back with 11 seconds left to play here in the first half, as Holliston is on their own 44. Arvanitis back in the shotgun. He's got Benson to his right. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking to throw. Oh!
Gotta be a flag.
Jump ball. Gimlet was hit in the air by Andrew Augustin. That would have been out to about the 40-yard line of Swampscott. But Gimlet hit on the jump ball.
Yeah, what's happening now is they're not rushing quite as many guys, so they're giving Arvanitis a little more time, but they're playing a zone back here, and they're pushing everybody back so they're not playing man-to-man. So what you got to do is find the open spot in the zone.
And this will likely be the last play of the first half. Both teams sitting at 122 yards of offense.
Holliston, one last shot.
Timeout.
And Swampscott takes a timeout. So we will be right back after this with the end of the first half. And we are back with the last play of the first half.
Yeah, if you look at this defense now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men very, very deep.
But Gronk's back there.
This is where you can run a screen pass. This is where you can get those blockers out in front of your receiver.
Arvanitis scrambling. Cuts back to the middle. Gets away. Starts running back up. Has to cut back to the middle. And he gets brought down. He gets brought down at the 25, and that will bring the first half to an end, as Swampscott is out to a 13-0 lead here from Memorial Field. We'll be right back with the second half after this. And we are back with the second half as we throw to Carlos for the first half lowdown.
Thanks, Owen. The score at halftime, Swampscott leading the Holliston Panthers by a score of 13-0. Actually very tight on the stat sheet tonight through 2 quarters. Total yards of offense, 98 for the Panthers, 122 for Big Blue. At 61 yards passing, 37 yards rushing for the Panthers, 82 yards passing, 40 yards rushing for Swampscott. The big kind of stat that popped out to me, or there are a couple of them. First were penalties. Holliston still with some problems with the penalties in this game. 6 penalties for 30 yards, only 2 penalties for 25 yards for Swampscott. And then on third downs, Holliston is only 2 of 7 on third down tonight. Swampscott is 2 of 5. Another big stat that really popped out at me, the average drive start for each team. Holliston's getting the ball on average at the 18.7-yard line. By comparison, Swampscott is getting the ball on average at the 49-yard line. So the field position advantage that Swampscott has gotten in the first half has been very advantageous for them. Quarterback Matt Arvanitis for Holliston, he's 4 of 13 for 61 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Leading rusher is Tristan Benson. He's got 22 yards on 11 carries. The leading receivers for the Panthers, Topher Ryan and Christian Schneelock, both have 20 yards on 1 catch apiece. For the Swampscott Big Blue, Graham Inzana, he's 8 of 12 for 82 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Their leading rushers are Dylan January with 17 yards, and Graham Inzana, he's got 16 yards on 3 carries. Their leading receiver is Xavier Bescon. He's got 3 catches for 32 yards. Defensively for the Panthers, Connor Mulvaney, Ryan Stanwood, Dylan Ibbotson, they are leading all tacklers. They've got 3 apiece. And Christian Schneelock with a big pass breakup in the first half as well. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCAT Football, and that's the lowdown.
Thank you. Been a very close game. Getting ready to start the second half, and we throw it to Tom Emmons for the third quarter.
Thank you, Owen. The difference has been 2 big passes, 2 daggers from Graham Inzana, the quarterback for Swampscott. He got inside the red zone 2 times. It looks like the Panthers had held Swampscott, but it was two 17-yard touchdown and a 19-yard touchdown. Beautiful throws. He got huge hits, but let go of the ball just in time.
Yeah, he's a special player. He's good. He's doing a great job. But I think the whole thing of the game here was before they had that last sack of Ivanitis, these two teams were tied at 122 yards of offense each. This game has really come down to a field possession game, and Holliston hasn't been able to get out of that deep field position. The only time they really did was on that first drive, and with some not really they fumbled the ball. They didn't give it away, but fumbling the ball and some penalties and stuff here. I mean, if I'm Holliston, I'm going in there. If I'm Coach Kiley, I'm saying, look, guys, we're beating ourselves. If we come out and play a half the way we know we can play and play it clean, we have a great chance of winning this game. We're right in it. They're not overpowering us in any way, shape, or form. So we'll see what adjustments they've made, and Holliston lines up for the kickoff right now, and Swampscott will be receiving.
It's a new game for the Panthers. New game for Swampscott. Cotting with the kickoff. Comes down at the 22. Big tackle right away by Brian Gary. Drops Swampscott at the 32-yard line.
And the other thing is that Coach Kiley's going to look to here for. He's going to look at his seniors, and he's going to look at his seniors and his captains. He's going to say, okay, guys, you've got to take over this ball game. You've got to, come out there and play a heck of a game. And, they are capable of that. They, really, if you think of it, they're only 2 plays away now. I mean, it's just 2 touchdowns, and they actually could even have the lead in this ball game.
Let's see what the defense can do here. 1st and 10 for the Swampscott Big Blue. Izana hands off to January. And Dylan Ibbotson and friends, Tim Aylward, all on the tackle there.
The other thing, Tom, that's going to be interesting to see here is how Swampscott's coach plays this. Are they going to get conservative? Are they going to just keep going? Are they going to try and get the ball downfield? Or are they going to just try and run the clock and keep the ball away from Holliston?
2nd down and 8 for the Big Blue. Inzana has January to his left. Fake to January. Inzana takes it himself. Big hole. Cross midfield. Being chased down. Knocked out of bounds. Almost inside. He's inside the 25-yard line.
Well, that tells us a little bit. That kind of answers my question. They're gonna keep it on the ground, and they just happen to have a really big play there. Obviously, it's a great play for Swampscott, but it looks like they're just going to try and keep it on the ground. And you know what? If they're going to keep getting that kind of yardage, I don't blame them for keeping it on the ground. So once again, they're in great field position.
So big run by Inzana. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line, 23-yard line. Hand off to January. He fights his way forward for a gain of 5.
See, in Holliston now, it's kind of like they know now Inzana can run, and so they're not going to be so. The kids are a little bit just that half second of waiting to make sure that the halfback January gets the ball. Just that little bit of time allows the blockers to get in their blocking positions right, and allows the runner to get up to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 5 for Swampscott. Fake to January.
Ball's in the air, tipped. Holliston
intercepted. Big play by Connor Mulvaney.
That ball was tipped. Nice job by that.
Right at
defense.
the line. And there's that sudden change.
That's a sudden change, and that's what I'm saying. They're 2 plays away from getting a lead in this ball game. Now, Holliston goes down here and scores. It maybe goes for 2 and gets a 2. And, it's a lot different ball game when you're 1 score ahead than when you're 2 scores ahead.
Big momentum for the Panthers. 1st and 10. Ball's at the 28-yard line. Arvanitis with 2 receivers on both sides. Handoff to Benson.
But he's met at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be no gain on the
That Swampscott run defense has been there all night. Really have bottled up this Panthers running game.
They really have, especially between the tackles there. And, you know, one thing that you can do, and I know Holliston has a capability of doing it, is give Matt Avanitis, get him out on the edge and give him the option out on the edge of pitching or keeping the ball. If you can pitch the ball to Tristan Benson there, he can get some yardage.
2nd down and 10. Fake to Benson. Avanitis with trouble with the ball. It's on the ground. Scooped up by...
still on the ground. Nobody knows who has it.
Looks like
I think
Holliston.
Holliston got it back.
Looks like the Panthers. Oh no, Swampscott gets the ball.
No, it's Swampscott ball.
What happened there, but the ball just kept rolling.
Well, there's the turnover. We talked about it.
So gave it right back to Swampscott, and the ball's on the 9-yard line. 1st and goal for the Big Blue.
And I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if Matt Avanitis just. I don't think Matt got hit. You know, I saw him down on the ground, but I don't think he got hit by anybody. So I don't know if he just got tripped up and the ball came free.
So Panthers have their back to the wall. 9:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. 13-0 Swampscott.
Man in motion is Baskin. He goes right to left.
Fake to January, and Zana takes it himself.
But nowhere to go.
No gain.
Stay 1st and 9 now on the 9-yard line.
Clock running 9, coming up to 9:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
So 2nd and goal from the 9. No gain on the play.
Blue with the lead. 9 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down. and
Holliston
goal.
looking for one of those sudden changes again in their favor.
Backfield is Dylan January.
Zana in the shotgun with January to his left.
Motion is Baskin. Zana
To the corner of the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, what happened there was Holliston had that perfectly defended, but the defender slipped. He just slipped and went to the ground, and the pass was just a throw and catch by Swampscott. Now let's see, they probably will go for 2 now, would be my guess, leading 19-0.
Oh, they got the T out there.
Wow, interesting.
He's got 7 touchdowns on the year, and Nzana with his 3rd passing touchdown of the game, now with 52 career.
So Holliston has already blocked one of these extra points.
Swampscott up 19-0. They're going to be going for the extra point win at their back.
The kick is
Kick is
up.
and
It's good.
Good.
good, so 20-0. Big Blue
So with 8:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, 20-0 Swampscott.
And now you get to that point in the game where your special teams or your defense is because someone's going to have to come up with a big play for some big yardage to help out that offense and get them a little better position. And the offense is going to have to score quickly. Now, that's kind of the bad news. The good news is they can score quickly. We've seen it before where they've, in that Ashland game and stuff, you know, when they just all of a sudden catch fire and put 3 touchdowns up in a 5-minute span. So they definitely have the capability to do it. This game is nowhere near over yet.
Still see a lot of confidence out on that field for the Panthers.
You're listening to high school football here on North Shore 101.
But I'll tell you, this Swampscott team,
20-0.
Got to give them credit.
yeah, they are. They're everything that we had read about offensively, defensively, and their special teams too.
At Gillette Stadium,
So far.
December 6th, 4-7. Swampscott kicking right to the left with the wind on their back.
Squib Kip
Ball's on the ground.
taken at the 15 by Schneelak. Schneelak's got room. He could get across midfield to the 40-yard line. Thought he was going to take it to the house.
Well,
But a great return by Christian Schneelak.
that's what we needed. We needed a big play by this special teams, and now you in 2 or 3 minutes here you can score quickly. You know, you can get the ball and go down there and score. You can throw a pass. You can get a nice run. Someone can break open. It's a lot different game when you're playing with a little bit of field behind you.
Schneelak with over 800 all-purpose yards on the season after that carry.
Finally with some good field position.
Holliston on the right hash.
Swampscott 41-yard line is the Panthers. Single back is
Split receivers,
Arvanitis in the
tight ends to the left.
to the right, one to the left. They give it to
Hand off to Benson, right side. He crosses the 40.
by the linebackers of Swampscott.
Maybe a gain of 2 or 3.
Interesting. I thought he got out of bounds there. The clock keeps going.
Zana playing some great defense.
2nd down and 8 for the Panthers.
3 touchdowns as the quarterback, but been making some great tackles tonight.
Arvanitis fakes it to Benson, being chased
They scramble on the left side, but
and caught by Dylan January.
Well, he's showing his speed too. I mean, to catch Matt Arvanitis from behind, you got to be pretty quick. 7:40 left to go in this third quarter. Clock running.
So that brings up 3rd down and 14 for the Panthers.
Holliston down 20 to nothing, 7:33 on the
Arvanitis looks left, fires, complete
caught and completed, but
to
not
number 5.
Yeah,
Brian Gary.
There's a roughing the passer coming up here too. This is going to give Hollis another 15 yards probably. Isn't that a flag out there?
Yeah.
We got
Personal
a personal
foul.
foul penalty.
Roughing the passer.
And it
So
is
there's
roughing the passer.
There's another 15 yards on top of that. Now, roughing the passer, it'll be anyway, but this will be an automatic first down too. Roughing the passer.
So a little bit of a break for the Panthers. Down 20 with 7:11 to go in the third quarter.
referee is just marching down with the ball. Ball placed at the Swampscott 21-yard line, so it would have been 4th and a few yards, but now 1st and 10.
That brings Holliston way down into great field position now. And
Ball's-
now, Tom, you got to score quickly here. You got to get something quick.
Ball's on the 20-yard line.
Motion, they give it,
Hand off to Giblett. Giblett tries to cut it up. Bounces off a couple of tacklers, and a big scrum pile moves forward. So he's close to a Panther first down.
So this was second about what
Great
about
effort by Mitch Giblett.
second and a long one here.
Giblett with 932 all-purpose yards and 8 touchdowns coming into this game.
Yeah, it was. 2nd and 1 now for Holliston.
Handoff to Benson, up the middle. He's got room.
Touchdown.
In touchdown, Panthers!
And now you come out, you go for 2 right here. This is where you want to go for 2. Let's see what they do. Oh, it looks like they're going to go for 1 here. Interesting.
Yeah, great run by Benson. He had a couple touchdowns.
Well, actually, you could go for 1 on your scores and still get up in this
Right,
ball
you
game.
can.
But you got to stop Swampscott. Mulvaney lines up for the kick.
And the kick is up.
Kick is up
No good.
No
and
good.
no good.
20 to 6.
Well, the Panthers are on the board with 6:18 to go in the third quarter on the Tristan Benson touchdown. His 32nd of his Panther career, 13th on the season. And Holliston gets off the snide.
Now what you got to do, you're getting there now. Everything's kind of working out your way. Now what you want to do is you want to get down here and cover this kick and make them have a long field and get either another turnover or a 3 and out. One or the other. You got to get that offense back on the field again. And this is what I was talking about earlier. They have that capability of coming out and scoring 3 touchdowns in 5 or 6 minutes. It all started with a great run back by Christian Schneelock.
A little bit of momentum for the Panthers, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of doubt in Swampscott. Cotting tees up the ball. Kicks it away up the middle. Slides to the 25-yard line.
High school football here on North Shore 104.9
Well, that's
Returned up to the 40-yard line.
that's a nice return for Swampscott. Get it all the way out to the 40. So how the defense comes back on the field. And now you can let your defense get a little bit aggressive because they're going to start feeling this pumped up, some of this emotion, this momentum that the offense is giving them after the starts with that special team, goes to the offense, now right back to this defense, who, by the way, has really been playing a really, really great game. They really have. I mean, they've been defending a short field a lot tonight.
They've used it to their advantage against the Panthers.
This is where if you can get a sack or something, and give Inzano a little something to think about.
Inzana hands it off to January. Left side.
Boy, he's pretty close to a first, not quite a first down, but he's pretty close.
He's up near midfield.
January, January's a good runner, and, he's had some really big runs for them in this playoff stretch.
2nd down and 2.
He's just a sophomore, 5'11", 175. But he's coming out of the game and just made a great block for the
Clock running, 5:35 left to go in the third quarter. Still plenty of time.
January, 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Inzana with 3 touchdowns tonight.
Inzana with January to his right. Throws it forward to
that was almost
Palmer.
a fumble. That was almost a fumble. That ball kind of went up in the air. The running back caught it. Was that January? He kind of came back with the ball and gave Holliston the opportunity to knock him back a yard or two.
But Palmer tripped up for a loss on the play. Bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Get a lot of third down
Third
now.
down and 3.
Yeah, these are all big third downs now, especially for Holliston. If they can stop him here, Swampscott will definitely punt and give Holliston the ball back. So
Swampscott's 2 for 5 on 3rd down tonight, guys.
big opportunity for the defense right here.
3 receivers to Inzana's left. Double motion. Pitch to the flat. Incomplete.
There you go, and that also stops the clock, so that helps Holliston in that sense too. So now this offense will get the ball back, but first they're going to kick it to Gimlet and Schneelock, and let's see if they can get us some good yardage. This is the kind of script we were hoping for, they couple stops here and there, and get the ball. Of course, it was good punt returns and kickoff returns, and this is what they need to do. But all 3 phases of this game, they have to excel at the rest of the way.
Swampscott lines up to punt.
4:40 on the clock, 20-6 lead. Swampscott over Holliston. And the punt is up.
Very high
Up
punt.
and away.
Just sitting up there.
Bounces
Oh.
out of bounds about the 30-yard line.
That was a good punt for Holliston because the way that punt has been kicking the ball tonight, there's an opportunity for him to kick the ball a lot deeper than that. So Holliston's got fairly decent field position here.
So they marked the ball at the 26-yard line. Panthers offense ready to dial it up.
And you don't have to get it all at once either. You have plenty of time to work your way down the field, especially the defense is starting to play now and maybe holding Swampscott a few times here. But you don't want to take a lot of time off the clock, but you don't need to score right away by throwing long bombs.
Gary and Gimblett to the right. Keys to the left. Arvanitis takes it himself on the quarterback keeper. He's crossed the 30 to the 31. Gain of 5. Gain of 5. Be 2nd down and 5.
Holliston a hurry-up offense.
No huddle. Spread package. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Single back is Benson. Arvanitis in the
Arvanitis looks right. Fires. Complete. First down.
Is that
Yardage.
Brian Gary back there?
I think that was, Gary on the right wing, on the left side,
First down, he gets out of bounds. Oh, no, I thought he got out of bounds, but clock's still running.
Doesn't seem like anybody gets out of bounds this game.
Yeah.
First down, Panthers. Ball's at the 38-yard line. Fake to Benson. Arvanitis fires. Intended for Radcliffe. Incomplete.
Well,
that stops the clock with 3:39 to go.
Another thing that Holliston can look at here is that the defense now is giving them some space. They're giving them a little room in there. Looks like they might be back to playing a zone. And if they are, you can find spaces in that zone to get it to somebody quick and let them use their speed.
Arvanitis looks right. Up high, intended for Gary. Can't come down with it.
By the way, on that play, great block by Tristan Benson. One of the players is coming in almost, I don't know if he's even hit from the line of scrimmage. He's coming in. Benson gave him a nice block. Give Arvanitis the time to throw the ball.
So 3rd and 10 for the Panthers.
3:35 left to go in the third quarter.
Holliston 2 for 8 on third downs tonight, converting at 25%.
Arvanitis looks down the middle. Running towards the right sideline, straight arm, and out of bounds at a late hit.
Whoa, now let's see what they're going to do with that.
They're going to keep it in their pocket. That was close.
That's going to bring up a 4th down and 4.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see Coach Kiley go for this.
Be 4th and 4.
I would definitely go for this if I was Coach Kiley.
Panthers have made 1 out of 2 4th downs tonight.
You know, the issue is here, how many more times you're going to get the ball in this ball game. So when you get an opportunity, you got to go for it.
3:24 left in the third quarter. Arvanitis punts it.
Punch kick.
Is in out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Yeah. Okay.
So Swampscott will have the ball at their own 40 with 3:16 left in the third quarter, 20-6.
And evidently that's I think the reason that he had him pooch that kick was because Topher Ryan, the regular punter, is still not back in the game. Got nicked up there in the first series, second or third play of the game, and he hasn't been out there to punt.
Fake to January. Inzana up the middle, splits the Panther defense. And he's across midfield to the Panther 36-yard line, 38-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, he is special. He is a player, that's for sure. You know, I don't know, maybe Los, maybe you know it, but does he have the most yardage, rushing yards for his team?
Yes, he does. 81 yards on the ground for Inzana tonight on 6 carries.
Wow.
Closest rusher after him is January with 32.
See that's so you got to kind of watch him, make sure that you can control him and contain him.
Inzana hands it off to January, left side. Gets the corner, finds a sideline, pushed out of bounds, but not before he's close to another first down.
2:25 left to go in the third. Another first down for Swampscott. They're trying to figure out now defensively, what do we do? Should we attack? Should we lay back and read and react, or should we attack? You know, you read and react to good defense if you're getting beat running.
They've only passed once in the red zone. Outside the red zone, it's been all runs. Inzana with a throw under pressure.
Well, he was under
hit
pressure.
By Harding.
Yeah, Dylan Ibbotson came in and wrapped him in.
Ibbotson
did a nice job.
I just saw a 5. I guess that was Zach Athey. Great job by Ibbotson. That stops the clock with 2:21 to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 10 for Swampscott. Ball at the 31.
And 10 now from the 26-yard line is the Big Blue.
That was the first time they'd thrown the ball except for the touchdown here in the second half.
January has the
Hands off to January. He's stacked up at the line and stopped. Whistle blows. No gain on the play. But this does let the clock roll.
Yeah, we'll see if they let it roll. It'll be maybe under 2 minutes left in this third quarter before they get this play off. Once again, you know, you're in a situation where this is a big third down. And my guess is unless there's a penalty or a loss of yardage, big loss of yardage, he'll probably go for it 2 plays here. So he can, you know, throw short, or he can hand off to January, or, you know, Inzana can take it himself. He's been pretty successful with that. Holliston, let's see how they play this, if they come with a little pressure.
2 receivers to both sides for Inzana. January to his right. Fakes right. Throws it up left. Lofting it high. Intercepted. Christian Sneelock with the pick.
Well, there you go again.
Or that was Gimblett with the pick. Sorry about that.
You know,
But touchback for the Panthers, and they'll have the ball at the 20.
And that's the result of 2 things. One, it was a result of the play right before that where Iverson got to Inzana. And, you know, you're feeling pretty good back there until you start getting hit a little bit, and then maybe you hurry it. What happened there, I think he hurried the ball a little bit, and the reason being that he was under more pressure from Holliston. So Holliston get a little more aggressive back there and coming after Inzana, and made him throw the ball before he wanted to, and Mitch was able to come up with the interception. Nicely played by the defense.
2 receivers to both sides of Arvanitis. Looks left, pumps, short throw, looking for, and it falls incomplete. He's looking for Radcliffe, but he hits stripes. Second down and 10 for the Panthers.
See, they want to get that in that middle of the field, and that's where Topher Ryan shines. That's where you miss him, right? The situation like that.
Arvanitis looks left. Open is Benson. Benson got some open room across the 30 and another first down.
And that's what you want to do. See, you want to get it to the guy, get it short, and let these guys use their great speed and quickness.
So the Panthers move the stakes with 1:09. The clock is rolling. Here in the third quarter. Lyons and Gimblett come to the right. Radcliffe and Gary to the left. Benson, pump fake, in trouble, scrambles right.
Oh.
He's put down. Big hit by Swampscott.
Well, you know what Matt's trying to do, and you know he's trying to hold as long as he can to get the play, but he's really got to, in that situation, he's got to throw the ball away, and you know save the yardage and save the clock.
The ball's on the 26, 2nd and 15, 11 seconds left in the third quarter. Arvanitis to throw across the middle to Gary.
Great catch by Gary.
And they call it a catch. And that'll be our last play of the third quarter. Swampscott leading 20-6. We'll be back with Owen Radcliffe in the fourth quarter as the Panthers come back for a giant victory.
And we are back with fourth quarter action from Memorial Field here in Concord, Massachusetts, as the Holliston Panthers trail the Swampscott Big Blue 20-6. Holliston has the ball on their own 40-yard line after a big play from Brian Gary on second down. 3rd and 3 as Arvanitis takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, evades a sack going to his right. He's going to run with it. He's going to pick up the first down and get out of bounds around the 49.
Nice
Great play by Matt Arvanitis.
Now, Matt's had a lot of pressure on him this whole game, but one of the things that happens you get late in the game is he starts running around. He's probably in a little better condition than some of those big boys playing on that defensive line. That might tire him out, you know, and then you lose a step here, a step there, and that's going to give him a little more time to throw the ball, too.
They spot the ball at midfield. 1st and 10 Panthers after the pickup by Matt Arvanitis. Arvanitis back in the shotgun. Hands it off to Benson. Benson going up the middle. He has some room. He fights through a few tackles and gets out to about the 37, 36-yard line. Big pickup there of about 14 to move the chains for the Panthers.
Yeah, another function of you want to hurry up here and you want to keep those big guys in the middle of that defense a little tired. Now our offensive line can get some good hits on them and open up some holes. And Tristan Benson, he's the guy you want to rely on at this time of the game.
Arvanitis back in the shotgun. Spread offense, Benson behind him. Keeps it himself. Looking deep.
Wide open.
He's got Gimlet wide open for the touchdown. Touchdown Panthers, and they are right back in this game.
Now you go for 2.
That makes it 20-12 Panthers on the 36-yard touchdown from Arvanitis to Gimlet.
Let's see if they go for 2 here. I think they probably will. That's what we talked about, Owen and Carlos and Tom. That's this whole game. I keep telling you that they have the capability of scoring in bunches really quickly. We saw that in the Ashland game. They were down and they came way back. We saw it in the Hopkinton game and a lot of these other games where they just come back and score very quickly.
And it looks like they are going for 2 here.
Yeah, this is the right call. You want to go for 2 here because I think.
He's bringing his war offense on the field.
Okay, yeah, because the reason you go for 2 here is if you don't make it, you can go for 2 next time and get the tie.
And so they're in the war formation. Arvanitis under center. Ibbotson, Aylward, Benson in the backfield. Takes the snap. Pitches to Ibbotson, who hands it back off to Benson. Benson cuts up the hole. He was stopped just short.
Don't think he got it, no.
No, he didn't get it.
Just short.
But that's okay because you're going to have another chance at it later the next time you get the ball.
There's a big stop by the Swampscott special teams, though, as looked like Benson might have been able to push himself in there in a little second chance, and Swampscott defenders came right in and laid him out.
But now, you're just one touchdown away from one possession away from tying this thing up, and this team in blue now they'll start thinking a little bit about things. It's a lot different playing one possession game than a 3-possession game.
With that touchdown, Mitch Gimblett over 500 yards catching for the year for the Panthers. That is his 9th touchdown of the season. Matt Arvanitis with his 32nd career touchdown pass.
And a little bit into the 4th quarter, both teams are exactly at 222 yards of offense each. Swampscott getting it done on the ground, Holliston getting it done through the air.
And that's the way both these teams wanted to play the second half too. Swampscott running the ball, taking time off the clock, and Holliston throwing the ball, scoring quickly.
And so now we have a ball game as Nick Cotting hits a little squib kick to the 36, where a Swampscott player falls on it. Cameron O'Brien recovers the short squib from Nick Cotting. And the Big Blue will have good field position here with 11:21 left in the 4th quarter.
Field position isn't going to bail them out right here.
No, what they want to do now is they want to take a little time to get that defense a little bit of a rest, right? So now you look for runs. If you're defense, you look for runs. Maybe you go with a 4-man line or whatever, or bring a linebacker in, a safety's up or something. You look for them to run here.
Inzana takes the snap, keeps it himself, going to the right. He's got a little bit of room before he gets dragged down by Sean Keast and Mitch Gimlet. Pick up there of about 6 on the play. He gets out to the 37.
And the other thing is, it's hard to tell. Are these, designed runs, or is he going back and he's reading the safeties and seeing these guys go back, or the linebackers move back with something, coverage, or into a zone or whatever? Is he seeing that and then running, or are these designed runs?
The Big Blue are on their own 42-yard line, faced with a 2nd and 4. As Inzana in the shotgun, Baskin behind him. Baskin to his right. They put a man in motion, O'Brien, going left to right. Short screen pass, it's a pass. Deep pass, he overthrew him. Tried to put a little trickery into it. O'Brien tried to show off the arm, threw too far. Overthrew Arturo Vasquez.
It's fun, you put those plays in and this and that, but I got Nzana. He's my quarterback. He's been throwing great all night. If I'm going to throw a pass, I'm going to let Nzana throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's good. It's fun. It's football, and it's fun. They do that, but you know, now you got a third down here with Holliston holds them. They're going to get the ball right back.
3rd and 4. Baskin stays in the backfield with Nzana. Takes the snap. Going to the right.
Almost
picked off by
Schneelock. There's your shutdown corner right there. Now the clock stops, and Holliston gets the ball right back. See, that's what I don't know. I don't understand, but that's good. It's good for Holliston.
Schneelock had a beat on that ball, able to knock it right out of the hands of, I believe, Augustin.
Well, Schneelock and Gimlet have been doing it all night long. Let's see if they can do it here again. Get this punt.
Only 57 seconds came off the clock on this drive from Swampscott. Exactly what Holliston wanted.
O'Brien back to punt. Takes the snap. He kicks it away. High kick, bouncing around the 32.
Good bounce.
And they're going to let it bounce out of bounds. The ball will be around the 27 of Holliston, and we have 10:17 left to go in the game. Holliston trailing by 8.
Yeah, this is playing it right into Holliston's hands now. Now you come back and you get Benson a little bit involved and throw a couple short passes. Then it maybe open up for a long one or something. Move those safeties and cornerbacks back a little bit.
Momentum swaying in Holliston's direction, trying to capitalize on it here. Put together a good drive to potentially tie up the game.
And this is their game, Owen. This is what, Holliston does this all the time when they get the ball at the end of a quarter, come quickly and score on these guys, and that's what they're starting to do now. They're getting a little confidence in that offense.
Absolutely. They have the conditioning where they can last way into games. Oh, Arvanitis looking for Mulvaney on the right side.
And
slips through his hands, falls in.
Boy, oh boy, was Mitch Gimlet open. I mean, open down that line. There was nobody there with him. If he can do a similar play to that once again and just pump fake to that side, that corner corner covering Mitch Gimlet bit, and Mitch was down there all by himself.
2nd and 10 on the Holliston 27. They hand it off to Benson. Benson has a hole to the right. Gets out to about the 31, maybe 32 before getting dragged down. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 7. 3rd and about 6.
Okay, now you're in a situation too where you don't have your punter. You're moving the ball okay. You don't need all this because you can go 4 downs here now.
Arvanitis back in the shotgun. Benson behind him. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Takes the snap, looking to his right, rolling to his right. Throws it over the middle. Has a man. That is Teddy Radcliffe. Picks up the 1st down around the 38. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 40.
Arvanitis directing traffic out there like a pro.
He really was. What he did is he first of all, he beat the pass rush. And then he goes to the sideline. He's pointing where he wants these guys, And these guys, when your quarterback gets in trouble, you have to know as a receiver where he feels comfortable throwing the ball, where he wants you.
9-yard pickup by Teddy Radcliffe gives the Panthers a 1st down. Arvanitis takes the snap, drops back to pass. Screen pass to Benson. Almost dropped it, but able to pick it up. Going cross field, trying to gain a little bit of yards. Fights forward and picks up about 2 on the play.
Wow, nice job. Some good blocking there and some good non-blocks in the back, too.
Benson able to go from left to right all the way back around. Picks up about 2.
See, that play.
Actually, no. Ooh.
You're going to say it's no gain.
No gain.
That play was designed to obviously to come to the left, and so everyone's floating to the left for that offense, and then when he cuts back to the right, that's when you get the block in the back, but Holliston did a nice job of not doing that.
So 2nd and 10. Arvanitis back in the shotgun, takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket, and he gets sacked. Dropped around the 35. It's going to bring up 3rd and 15 for the Panthers. Arvanitis sacked for, I believe, the 3rd or 4th time today. With 8:17 and counting in the 4th.
Yeah, Cameron O'Brien, number 7 for Swampscott. That's his 2nd sack of the night. 3rd overall for Swampscott.
So 3rd and long for the Panthers on their own 35. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking to his left, drops off to the right. He's got Ibbotson. Ibbotson brought down, might have
Ball's on the
lost
ground.
another yard.
I want
Ball
to
was on the ground.
they
but
played that semi-screen to Ibbotson. Swampscott did just absolutely beautifully in that. Whoever it was that made that tackle, I didn't see who made the tackle, but what a nice job one-on-one here. And now you're kind of in a quandary here because if you don't have your punter, you know, I guess you got to
Yeah,
punt.
can't really go
but
for it here.
No.
Not 4th and 16.
pretty far into their own territory as well, so the punt team comes out. They're bringing out Nick Cotting, the kicker, to punt the ball away. He's back at the 21.
I believe this is Nick's first punt of the season.
Augustin back to receive. Low snap handled by Nick Cotting. High kick. Ooh. Bounces around the 44 and then back out of bounds around the 42. So Swampscott will have excellent field position to start their drive as we have 7:04 left to go here in the game.
Up to this defense now to get a stop or a turnover and do it relatively quickly. Give that offense some time to get back downfield. 7:04 left to go in regulation.
Panthers defense has come up with a few big stops in the last couple drives. Looking for another one here.
Yeah, and I'd key on Nzana and on January, because I'm sure they're going to want to try and get some run and take some time off that clock.
They put Baskin in motion, and Zana keeps it himself going up the middle, and he is stopped for no gain. Tackled by, looks like Connor Mulvaney and others, and no gain on the play.
I mean, Nzana does a lot of running. He runs the offense, right? He runs back and forth to talk to his coach all the time. He plays defense. He's going both ways, running defense, running offense. That kid must be pretty tired at the end of the night.
Once again, field position telling the story of this game. The average starting position for Swampscott, the 24-yard line. For Holliston, the 49.
So from the Holliston 42, Swampscott will start their drive.
Here comes a
Second and
blitz.
10.
Blitzing.
Blitzed.
Got him.
Oh, and Dylan Ibbotson brings him down. Dylan Ibbotson, Kevin Lyons in there on the sack.
Clutch play by the defense.
That'll bring up 3rd and long.
Clutch call by the coaching staff too, because you're kind of giving up a lot when you do that. You put your defensive backs in the tough position. They got to make sure that somebody's got to get there, and that defensive front seven did a nice job.
Loss of 4 on the play. Back to the 47. Seems more like a loss of 5, and the scoreboard has changed. Nzana back in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking to his right, deep pass, double coverage, and it falls incomplete. Coverage by Teddy Radcliffe, Mitch Gimlett, and Sean Keast.
Well,
Right through the hands of Zach Palmer.
once again, you get a clock stoppage here with 5:26 left to go in this ball game, and now Holliston's going to get this ball back in a situation where it's going to have to be 4 downs all the way down the field, because you might not get the ball back again after this. So Holliston hoping for some field position. As Carlos said, it's really tough when you're dealing with those long fields all night long. You got to do something to shorten that field up.
O'Brien out to punt from the Swampscott 39. As the kick is away, long kick bounces around the 20. Bounces again to the 10, handled by Schneelock. Schneelock cuts back to his right. Gets out to the 15 to the 20. Cuts back towards the middle a little bit, out to the 25. Fights forward to about the 27 before he gets forced out of bounds.
Now, that may not seem like a lot to a lot of people, that yardage that he picked up there, but that was absolutely huge, not putting his offense, so his offense wasn't back with their back to the goal line again. That was really a big run back.
Shortening the field for the offense. There's 5:12 left in the game. And Holliston will start on their own 26.
Now you got to be methodical. You got to go downfield. You got to, if the long pass is there, you take it. Otherwise, you got to get the running going again. You got to get the short passing game going again. You got to open stuff up, and you got to hope that what their defense does is plays back a little bit and gets a little conservative.
Panthers in the spread as Arvanitis back in the shotgun with Benson behind him. They hand it off to Benson, who is stopped at the line. No gain on the play. Benson didn't have a hole to go through and wrapped up by a few big blue defenders. As the clock ticks under 5 minutes to go.
This is coming down to cutting time, right? 4:53 to go here.
So they're giving him half a yard, making it 2nd and 9.
Swampscott defensive line has done an amazing job of filling those running lanes on almost every play.
They really have, and this is a really, really superior Holliston offensive line, too, that they're doing it.
Arvanitis steps up in the pocket to avoid the sack. Hit as he throws. Oh! Almost intercepted by Swampscott. Couldn't handle the ball as Arvanitis got clocked as he threw it. And that brings up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 9, and what you're going to see now, they're bringing everybody. So if you have a play where there's some kind of a screen or something, you know, watch what happens, because chances are, if you read those two middle linebackers, those two inside linebackers, they're coming up and filling those gaps. If they step up in those gaps, I haven't yet seen them step up and then step back. So if you see them come in, they're coming.
4:33 left to go.
Right now they're playing back.
Arvanitis back in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Blitz coming. He has a man. He has Gimlet. And they pick up the first down.
Clutch throw.
Arvanitis knocked down, able to get the throw off in time. Picked up about 10 on the play. That'll move the chains for the Panthers. 4:26 left to go.
Change the set here.
As they come back to the line, Arvanitis and Benson in the backfield. Gimlet on the left, Gimlet on the right. Looking pump fake to Gimlet. They're going deep to Gimlet. He's not looking, and he was overthrown. It falls incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Arvanitis knocked down again.
Yeah, well, they're playing deeper now, and their safeties are coming over, and there's a lot. This is where a lot of times, if you can get somebody coming across that middle, and as I said, a lot of times that's your tight end who does that. But whoever it is, if you can get somebody coming across that middle, you know, then you pump fake deep. That middle is going to open up. And if you have the time to pass the ball and you get a little bit of a pocket, there's going to be a lot of room there. That last touchdown in Canton to Kevin Lyons is a perfect example of something like that where everything opens up.
Arvanitis back in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking to his right. He gets sacked again. Oh, but he finds Tristan Benson. Benson has some room to run, and he gets out to the 40. What incredible vision by Matt Arvanitis.
Very Brett Favre-like.
Might have been luck, might have been talent, might have been a mix.
That was reaction right there.
That was reaction. It was a nice job by Tristan Benson to catch that ball and take it downfield and save a lot of yardage.
3rd and 6. A big 3rd down. Arvanitis takes the snap, looking to his left, and he gets sacked again. That'll bring up 4th and long.
Well, they have to go for it here because they might not see the ball again.
So, coming up on the biggest play of the game, the Panthers have a huge 4th down attempt.
That middle is absolutely wide open. If he can get some time to go there, Holliston will take a timeout. And we'll take a timeout too.
And we are back with 3:30 left to go in the game as Holliston is faced with a big 4th and 15 attempt on their own 31.
Now, if those linebackers come up, you can have like that Kevin Lyons pass a hit in Canton. If not, you got to watch it. Make sure that you don't send it over the middle.
Arvanitis takes the snap, looking over the middle. Oh! Through 2 defenders' hands. And right by Schneelock. Looked like it might have been a little too far for him. So that'll be a turnover on downs as Swampscott will take over deep in Holliston territory.
All right, 3:25. You have 2 timeouts left.
Holliston's defense has come up with big stops in the last few drives. Looking to pull one more trick out of the bag.
I mean, I guess right now that's all you can do is you can say we got to defend against Inzana running the ball and January running the ball, but especially Inzana because they may not want the ball to get out of his hands because they know if they get a couple first downs, this is over.
Inzana back in the shotgun. They put a man in motion. O'Brien going left to right. Handed off to January, going to the right. Stiff arms Ibbotson. Tripped up by Aylward. It looks like he picked up about.
Just got back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain.
Yeah, and Holliston's going to call another timeout.
10 seconds run off the clock.
Should have one more after this.
3:15 left in the game. So Holliston takes a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. And we're back with 3:15 left in the game as Swampscott has a 2nd and 10 on the Holliston 31. After Dylan January was tripped up by Timothy Aylward for no gain. They hand it back to January. Going up the middle. He's going to get a few on this one. Looks like he picks up about 5 on the play.
And Holliston will call another timeout, their last.
Holliston will call their last timeout. So that'll bring up 3rd and 5. Another 10 seconds run off, and we're left with 3:05. And we're back with 3:05 left in the game, as Swampscott has a 3rd and 4 on the Holliston 25. Holliston trying to come up with another big stop. Get the ball back in the hands of their offense for one last drive.
Yeah, once again, you really don't have much choice other than to try and make sure you stop in Zonham in January and don't let them get the first down, because they'll try 4 shots here for the first down.
And Zana in the shotgun takes the snap. Keeps it himself, and he picks up about 1 on the play. They're still pushing him forward. And that's enough.
Wow, that was a long whistle.
And it looks like it's going to be enough for the first down. So Holliston's out of timeouts. And there's 2:50 left to go in the game.
Yeah, 170 seconds now, and you got, what, 35, 40 seconds in between each play. They're just going to let this clock run down and probably go into the victory formation. This Swampscott team, they played really well on defense tonight, and the offense got some good field position, and they took advantage of it. And Holliston, for their what happened to them tonight, they fell a little bit behind and everything, but they didn't give up. They came back, and they kept coming back, and try and put themselves in an opportunity to be 1 possession down and win the game, but it didn't quite happen.
Swampscott gets a delay of game penalty.
Yeah, they're not going to care about that. They'll just.
That won't matter. So with 2:06 left in the game, Swampscott will most likely run out the clock.
The symmetry in this game has been kind of amazing. Once again, both these teams sitting on exactly the same amount of yardage, 234.
They hand it off to January going to the right. January picks up about 1, maybe 2 on the play.
And he stayed in bounds, which is big for his team.
2nd and long. That'll bring up a 2nd and about 12.
It's 96 seconds left to go in this game. Clock is running.
And Zana back in the shotgun.
I don't understand this, because a bad snap or something could ruin all of this. I really don't get this.
10 seconds. And Zana takes the snap. Hands it off to January going up the middle. He is stopped at the line. It looks like he might have either no gain or might have lost a yard on the play, as the clock ticks under 1 minute. 50 seconds to go, as it is 3rd and 13. And looks like they're going to take one more play, and the clock will run out. They're in victory formation. They're going to take a knee. Oh, a little bit of fighting. Whoa. Dave Harding tried to break through the line, make a little play. Swampscott player didn't take too kindly to that. Now a little bit of infighting as they try to calm down the Swampscott player. That stops the clock.
Stops the clock, and I think that's 4th down.
It is 4th down.
Yep.
And that'll bring it back, too. So Swampscott now has to run a play.
Yeah.
Head coach for Holliston, he's like past the hash marks.
Todd Kiley, very far out onto the field, absolutely livid right now. And the ball comes all the way back to the 40.
Well, this is interesting now because if that clock doesn't start running again, Holliston's going to get the ball back and have a shot at one last shot at the win here.
How does he not get a flag all game for coming out halfway on the field?
The sophomore, Jake Papazoglu, makes a little rash decision. I believe with that penalty, the kneel down was 3rd down.
Yeah,
Should be fourth down.
This should be fourth
Should
down
be
because
fourth down.
that penalty took place after the play.
After
so
the kneel down, yes.
So this should be a 4th down. Let's get to go over there and correct it.
20 seconds on the clock. You know, Holliston they're the ones that penetrated the line and had the extracurricular, but Swampscott can't throw them to the ground.
So it's 4th down.
Let it happen.
It is 4th down and 28
Right. So
on the Holliston 40.
now what they may do, they're going to punt. Wow, I'm really confused. I'm really confused. And I'll tell you why. That's all you do is get the ball to your quarterback and let him run backwards.
Yeah, 20
You know?
seconds is a long time to run
Yeah.
around back there.
I guess, or whatever. But
So Swampscott will kick it away. Cameron O'Brien will punt it.
So Holliston still in this game. Let's see if Cam kicks it to him.
The kick is away.
Kicks it up the middle.
Bounces.
It's at the 50,
Bounces again.
bounces all the way back to the
Schneelock picks it up, runs it back, gets out to the 10, and gets dragged down around the 10.
8-yard line.
And so there are 9 seconds left as Holliston has around 90 yards to cover.
well, as the movie said, so you're telling me we have a chance?
It's the 35th anniversary of the Miracle in Miami. Doug Flutie's throw to
That's
Gerald
right.
Phelan.
That's right.
That's all I got to say about
Yeah.
that.
Well,
That was a little shorter than this one.
they'll certainly be able to, or should be able to get this ball off because everybody and his brother and Swampscott's playing back deep in that defensive backfield. Again, I tell you, I know I'm probably an idiot for saying this, but I go with screen passes with this. Get those blockers out in front of a great runner and let those blockers make some blocks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do the old pass back.
Big time football game. Winner going on to the
Swampscott puts 2 men on the defensive line.
seconds to play. Holliston
Arvanitis takes the snap.
the pass.
Pass to Gimlet. Gimlet has it.
Hook and
Passes
ladder.
to Schneelock. Schneelock out to the 35. He passes back to Arvanitis. Oh, Arvanitis fumbles it. Picked up by Swampscott. And he goes down around the 27. And that brings the game to an end as Swampscott will advance to the championship, to the state final.
Well, it's a very excellent season for Holliston. You know, we still have one game left at
Got to
Thanksgiving.
tip your
but
hat sometimes.
You really do. You really do.
No, I don't think they do one for this one.
So, final score 20-12. I want to thank a few people, Mark Dennison and Chris McNerney down there on the field, on the windy field for doing our camera work, and the lovely Lisa up top in the wind up here, and really windy north face up here. Thank you. Bruce Guilfoy doing his magic on the Facebook, whatever. Carlos Canto, and Carlos hopefully will have some stats for us in a half a second, but Owen Radcliffe and what's your name? Tom Emmons.
Yeah.
But
Forgot me already.
give these kids and coaching staff a lot of credit. It's been a long year. They've fought hard. They've fought through a lot of different things, and they came up. It just didn't happen. And this team from Swampscott, they played very, very well, and they deserve to win this ball game. And they last year they had a tough time in this game. They lost big to Situate, and this year they were able to come back and put it all together and get the win. So, Carlos, you all set for the final lowdown?
I am. The final lowdown from Memorial Field here in Concord, Massachusetts. Swampscott comes away with the victory and the trip to Gillette Stadium. They win 20-12 over the Panthers. Pretty tight overall on the stat sheet when it all is said and done. 15 first downs for Holliston, 12 for Swampscott, 234 total yards of offense for the Panthers, 235 total yards for Big Blue. It's 160 yards passing, 74 yards rushing for Holliston, 91 yards passing, 144 yards rushing for Swampscott. Turnovers did plague the Panthers a little bit in this one. They had 2 fumbles that were lost. On the other side, Swampscott with 2 interceptions. So both teams kind of with the turnover bug in this one. And penalties playing a big factor as well. Holliston, 6 penalties for 30 yards. Swampscott, 5 penalties for 60 yards. I think the stat of the game is the field position stat. So the average drive start for Holliston was their own 23-yard line. For Swampscott, it was their own 47-yard line. So almost 25 yards of field position to start every drive for each team. Going to be very hard to win when you're up against that. Third down conversions, Holliston 5 of 14, Swampscott 3 of 11. So this really the defense came to play for both teams, and that was evident all throughout this game. For Holliston, quarterback Matt Arvanitis was 14 of 31 for 160 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The leading rusher was Tristan Benson. He had 55 yards on 17 carries, including a touchdown run. The leading receivers for the Panthers were Brian Gary. He had 40 yards on 5 catches. Mitch Gimblett had 2 catches for 45 yards. Christian Schneelock and Topher Ryan checking in with 20 yards as well. For the Swampscott Big Blue, their quarterback, Graham Inzana, was 9 of 18 for 91 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but they really got it done on the ground. 2 big rushers in this game. The aforementioned Graham Inzana, he was their leading rusher, actually, the quarterback, 86 yards on 11 carries. And then Dylan January, he had 52 yards on 15 carries as well. Defensively for the Panthers, Connor Mulvaney and Dylan Ibbotson, they led all tacklers with 6 tackles apiece. Dylan Ibbotson also had a big quarterback hurry and a pass breakup in this game. 2 interceptions on the night from this Panthers defense. Those came from Connor Mulvaney and Mitch Gimblett. And then a sack in this game from Dylan Ibbotson as well. He was getting it done all over the field on defense. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCAT Football, and that's the lowdown.
Thank you, Los. Once again, want to congratulate the team from Swampscott. Hopefully they go on and win the Super Bowl. Final score 20-12. We'll see you on Thanksgiving Day. Good night, everyone.